day has finally come. Janguk has met the master who will change his faith forever. Amidst the chase, Soyo and Park Donggu found them. The two made an alibi that they got frightened of the intruders and opted to hide in the cabin. Meanwhile, Park Jin continues to investigate the incident. Only the people of Songrim can enter or break the barrier. This only means that there is a spy that is lurking around the place. In Jongdinga, the four contemplates what just happened. Who stole the body of Naksu? To whom could possibly her soul shifted? Later, a guard mage notified them that everyone were advised to assemble in the main hall. The two remained, and Janguk threatened mudeok to reconsider his offer to make her his master, as he locked the way out. Mudeok told him that without her sword, she cannot help cope with his dilemma. Not long enough, as they found their way out of Jongdinga, guard mages in patrol saw them and demanded them to the hall. The two was left with no choice but to obey. Jin Choyon, known as the Spring, and the daughter of the Jin family, one of the four major families in Daho, brought her family's heirloom, the Guigu. It is a powerful jade artifact that is inhabited by a ghost Sapsali which can detect sorcery. And as a soul shifter, mudeok can be easily detected by it. She has no way out. Either ways, everyone will know what she is. The Guigu ferociously walks nearer towards mudeok. Oak tries to protect her by pushing her behind him. As the Guigu pounces over, Oak and mudeok braces themselves for the tragic end. Surprisingly, it pounces on the man behind them. He is also a soul shifter and quickly runs for escape. He combats against Soyo and ended up being killed by him. The soul shifter died and turned into stone. Everyone thought that the incident ends there. However, the Guigu is determined to complete its mission and chase mudeok. She ran for her life as Ook hurriedly went back to the hall to stop the ghost of Sally. Janguk shattered the jade artifact in time, and the Guigu vanished through the air. Mudeok was saved. However, because of Janguk's action, he was punished and left him on his knees in the cold night. This may be a simple penalty, yet for Ook, who is powerless and has a weak body, it is extreme. And though he saved mudeok from a catastrophe, she left him all alone. In the brothel, mudeok went to see Jewel. She made a story that Oak wanted her to sell the jade plaque. Though Jewel admitted that it's not easy, they can sell it to the black market. Unknowingly, a courtesan had been eavesdropping to their conversation. Meanwhile, in a secluded cabin, people in black cloaks were gathered. They were the people who intruded Songrim and stole Naksu's body. The man leading them commanded to sacrifice themselves as they will be given new bodies through the alchemy of souls. He is Jinmu, the vice minister of Chombukwan, a royal agency that examines and records celestial events. He made a scheme that he caught and killed the intruders and recovered Naksu's body. These garnered him credits and favored by the king. The king suggested to promote Jinmu to be the new Gwangju, but contradicted by the other three masters, as Janggang is still the current Gwangju. The king was convinced and asked Jinmu what he desires besides the first option. Jinmu decided to take Naksu's sword. Meanwhile, in Danyanguk, a secret cave where Naksu used to live in, mudeok left a sketch of the jade plaque that signals her comrades her identity. Jinmu's right-hand man saw the flare from Danyanguk and notified his master. Ook went to Chombukwan to get Naksu's sword. Jinmu discouraged him that the sword is useless as its owner's energy can only unsheath it, and that he is not qualified. Nonetheless, Ook took the sword with him. Aeon, the courtesan who overheard the plan of Mudeok and Tuwol, stole the plaque and went to the black market. This was her gravest mistake, as Jinwoo ordered his men to kill Naksu, who can be identified by the jade plaque. Aeon would be mistaken as her. Mudeok saw Jinwoo's right-hand man, and his men dragged the unconscious Aeon. By then, Mudeok realized the truth. The Danju has cut her off. She is now on her own. The Chongbugwan burned Naksu's body in front of many people. Mudeok was also there watching as the fire consumed her body. Not long after, she recognized the man he saw in the black market. She finally realized who was the man next to him. The man who gives her orders as a shadow assassin, the assistant Gwangju of Chongbugwan himself, Jinwoo. As the fire incinerated her body, Mudeok recalled how her parents and their house burned when she was still a child. The mysterious man called out to her and promised to give her power. After the scene, Ook surprised Mudeok with her sword in hand. He laid the sword in front of her. As she came closer, it recognized her instantly, even she's in another body. This got Mudeok so thrilled. However, when she touched it, it expelled a strong dash of power, and though it recognized her, she couldn't unsheath the sword as her magic hadn't returned because of her weak body. Mudeok and Ook were both devastated. In her mind, what's the point of life without her power? For her, it's better to die than to be useless and powerless. For Ook, his last piece of hope was shattered. She remembered the place Jinwoo took her when she was still a part of Shadow Assassins. Gyeongcheon-deo is a lake that is known as the grave of soul shifters. With a clouded mind, Mudeok had decided to end her life and went there. Ook found out her whereabouts through Jewel. Meanwhile, Mudeok jumped into the lake, clutching her sword and braced her end. Surprisingly, on the verge of helplessness and death, magical power seeps into her body. She felt herself being recharged with abundant magic from the lake and was able to unsheath the sword. Ook found her standing by the lake. He was a bit puzzled with her strange behavior at that time. Then, due to exhaustion, Mudeok collapsed to the cold ground. Mudeok regained her consciousness in a ward at Sejukwan, the official infirmary of the royals and mages. She was still in a daze and tried to unsheath her sword once more, just as she did in the lake. She failed once more. It appeared that the lake holds such power as numbers of soul shifters had ended their life there. In the next scene, Mudeok poisoned Ook. He will die in 6 hours if he will be left untreated. Mudeok refused to confess what kind of poison Ook had taken and pressured barred Jin. The only way for Ook to survive is to have his gate of energy open. Mudeok was arrested and tortured. With all the beatings the mages had inflicted her, she remained tight-lipped. And due to her stubbornness and the plead of Kim Dolju, the influential figure in charge of the Jang family, Hoyom, the head of Sejukwan, saved Ook and opened his gate of energy. Mudeok smiled victoriously. Ook gained his consciousness and learned the great news. Yet, as he realized what Mudeok sacrificed, he got worldly sick for her safety. Ook stormed out of the room and rushed over to where Mudeok was. Disbelief and agony was evident in his eyes when he saw how badly injured she was. Mudeok felt relieved. She smiled at him and collapsed in his shoulders. Faith brought them together, and now they both have someone they can rely on. Catch the episode 3 recap of Alchemy of Souls Season 1 on my channel. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button. Thank you for watching.